Cathwell Stationery Services Limited announces its massive blowout sale on all stationery for school and office. Get copy paper at just $18 per ream. Enjoy up to 18% off folders, cardstock, Bristol boards, ink and toner cartridges, laptops, office furniture, and more. To order now, call 442-5848 or 5747. Or call 435-3377 and get free delivery island-wide and the lowest prices nationwide. Or visit our outlet on Scott Street, St. George's, where we guarantee the lowest prices daily. Cathwell Stationery Services Limited, the reliable office supply people.
For a limited time, the NLA has dropped all of the 2X balls from the multi-X draw. This means that you, our valuable players, have greater chances of multiplying your winnings up to 5 times more in our 2X drop promotion. Yay! And that's not all. As an additional bonus, there will be fewer free play or FP balls to draw from too. Now you have more reasons to add multi-X to your playway bets. So, value your dreams, win your way, and multiply your winnings up to 5 times more in the NLA's 2X Dropped promotion. Promo runs until Friday, 20th October, 2023. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Yeah! Welcome to the ride. Welcome to the ride. Monday on the ride. Favorite day of the week, Monday. As you come and go ahead and share up the thing. Share it up, guys. And say I share, right? Share it and say I share. Welcome, Akeem, how you doing? Everybody tag somebody because this is your opportunity to talk to your elected official. Today, guys, we are pleasured, we are happy to have on the ride the man from the South. He is revered on both sides, right? As possibly one of the hardest working MP. Yeah. And tonight we go talk. But as I said, it's not only my conversation. I want you guys to be engaged with this conversation as well, all right? Okay? All right. There are so much stuff happening, ladies and gentlemen. There are so many stuff happening. And I like when you get an opportunity to speak with the folks, the movers and shakers, the people who are actually tasked with the responsibility of taking care of the population, right? So, Honorable Andy Wiliams is here with us. Guys, and I also want to say from the beginning, and this is going to be the 5th or 6th time I'm putting out a call to anyone from the opposition party, from the NNP. I'm having an open call for any member of the opposition party to join me at any time. Let's discuss what's happening in your constituency. Let's talk about the things that's affecting you and the people that you represent. I will be pleasured to have you on board, right? But I make this call every time, but no one shows up, right? So I can't go to the house and pull them in. I could only ask, and I'm very respectful. Every guest that comes on the program, we're very respectful. We just want to hear what's going on. So again, we're making that appeal, guys, to members of the NNP or any opposition or the opposition party. We are asking, please, let's hear where you're coming from. Let us have a conversation. All right? Open call once again. All right. Okay. I mean, they ain't gonna come. They'll come, man. Come on. I'm a nice guy. I'm fair, right? Very fair. Listen to everyone's story. Okay? All right. Yes. All right, guys. So let's welcome to the ride the man from the South, and as I said, one of the hardest working MP right now. One of the hardest working MP, MIT, Mr. Andy Wiliams. How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, Junior. How you doing?
A day. Listen,
right.
It's not me. I give you the name, the hardest working MP. The people out there, even folks on the opposition side, are safe. Anybody but that boy Andy, he does work.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So how you doing, Andy? How you doing? How you doing?
Well, I'm good. I'm good. I'm enjoying the whole experience in being an MP and a government minister. It's no different from what I used to be doing in hotspot. And I tell people, I see when you come to hotspot, you don't know who is worker, you don't know who is owner, because I'm normally with the workers working together as one. As a matter of fact, sometimes people will come to me, and if they don't know who I am, they will pass me straight, right? And looking for the owner, and here's the owner talking to you, and and you don't even say no. But that's the spirit, because at the end of the day, we are here to work, we are here to serve. When you put yourself up as a minister, you are putting yourself up to serve the people. And that is what I believe in. If I give the people a commitment, I will stick to it. And it doesn't matter, as I tell people, it doesn't matter if you support me or not. I will do my best to try and work for everyone. That's my philosophy.
Right.
And I believe our party believe in putting people first. I believe in putting people first. And that is why I go out. And last thing, Junior, I know the struggle. I know what it is to struggle. So that is why when people come to me, I try to see, what I can do. Sometimes it's so much. I can't, be there for everyone, but I try my best. Yeah.
Well, you are and still is a successful businessman. Why you even came into politics, man? I ask I think the last MP was on the program. I think it was Philip Telesford. I was asking him. I mean, there's so much mudslinging, name calling. It's a dirty game. Why you even think about getting into this?
Well, for me, it was spiritual.
Uh-huh.
Because let me just tell you why. And maybe I never really spent time telling people exactly why. But in June of 2021, Dr. Mitchell, Christ Modest, they brought me up by his residence, and they approached me to get involved because they wanted me to join the party and so. And I said no. I wanted to focus on business. Then in January of 2022, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, who was the party leader at the time, called me and met me and wanted me to join the party. And I also told him no, because I was kind of scared and the victimization of the NMP, and so I was kind of scared of that. So I told him no. But then my brother's name is Danny Clark. That's a DJ. So one day I was talking to Danny and I said, Danny, I made a joke. I said, Danny, you know what? I told Deacon yes, but I was just joking. And when I said that, I felt a burden just came off of me. And then I said to myself, that's the sign, and you have to be in politics. So the Friday I told Deacon no. The Saturday I made a joke with Danny. The Monday I went back to Deacon, we spoke, and I said yes. And for me, that is where God wants me to be, in politics.
Right.
So that is one. Number two, Junior, sometimes when you look at the political landscape and you look at the people involved in politics, it's always the older people. But it is time for us as young people to rise up and believe in ourselves and see that we also can play an important part in running the country.
Right.
So another part of it is to inspire young people. I will love to see, after we go, some younger folks take the baton and continue, because that is where you have the ideas, the innovation, and all these things. They are fresh. And we have to expose our young people more to politics and not, let them feel that politics is for the older folks in the 70s and 80s and so. When you watch Barack Obama, he was in his 40s when he was president of the United States of America. When he was Motte Bishop, he was approximately 34, 35 years when he was a prime minister of Grenville. And look how much progress we made under Morris.
Right.
So there's a feeling that the young people, they are being lost. And I'm saying we have to show them inspiration, and we have to give them that zeal and that drive that if Andy could do it, I could do it too. No. The sad thing about it is that once you put yourself up as a candidate or you get involved in politics, then you get the attack.
Yeah.
I could tell you, Junior, when Deacon announced me as being a candidate for the South, in the day he did that, the night, attacks were coming. But I'm someone, I don't get fazed by the attacks. You know, I understand why people attack and why they do what they do, and I don't take it personal at all. But, you know, I just want to tell every young person inside this, sometimes you have to just, you know, look at the greater good, you know, do it for country and not for self. And if you do that, then you will rise above the attack and do what you have to do. And that's what I believe in doing.
Right, right. All right. Well, listen, we're gonna go right in, right? Because there are so many things that's outstanding. There are so many things that I'm hearing. People are sending me stuff, so I want a lot of clarification because there's a lot of there are so many things out there, right? First, let's start with the Molyneux project, right? What's happening in Molyneux?
So the Molyneux project, first of all, we had a first design, and the first design did not take into consideration the debris coming from over the road. Number one. Number two, we had a Nawasa pipe that burst, and when that pipe burst, it exposed a lot of things. Right? It was a main pipe, and when it burst, the water was splashing up on top of the hill, and the wetness and so caused the stuff to come down even more. So what we did, we had to go back to the drawing board and redesign the whole Molyneux project. And the company called Pedestrian redesigned it, and we have their new design. What we did, we had to bring in more piles. When I say piles are things that you dig into the ground to get the hard surface. And so we have to get more piles so that when we build the road will not be dependent on the surface, on the surface. The piles will go down into the solid surface in the earth, and the road will be built on the piles, similar to when you're doing when you're building a road in the sea. Similar.
Oh,
so
like you're building a bridge, you have to go down that deep.
That's it. That's it. So what we did, so we had to get more piles. We got the piles, we cleared the piles, and since then we have commenced work back on Molyneux. And everything is going according to plan. Is going really good, you know, and we have no complaints. Last week, while you were in Grenada, we were talking on the carnage, and you saw when I got the message saying that there was an issue in Molyneux. And what happened is that we wanted to, where they was walking, they had to move the lines from one side to the other side, and where they moved the lines to, one of the lines was damaged, and the water started to leak. But Nawasa came and rectified the issue immediately. And by the next day, we were able to get back water again. And right now, everything is going smooth and it's going according to plan. So Molyneux is on track.
We had, you know, the opposition saying, former infrastructure minister speaking about things that should not have been done, like that back wall should not have been touched, not at all, because that was not even in the initial design to do.
Exactly.
What about the project change that caused now that back wall had to be touched?
Right. Because if you did not touch the back wall, what will happen is that you will build a road, and while you're driving, you could expect anything to just fall along because it's a gravel heap. So what we're going to do, the back wall was touched, and we are going to put a geotextile mat on the back wall. So if any debris have to fall, it will be contained in the mat. And also, if any debris were to move, it will go under the road and not on the road.
I see.
So we have taken into consideration everything that, you know, that may happen that could that could cause any harm or so. And what we did, Junior, is that, and that's how we do things, right? We called a group of engineers, about 5 engineers, made up by people like Glenn and so, experienced engineers. And we went through the design with them, and they were satisfied. So it's not just a matter of we are satisfied, because we are not the professionals, we are politicians. So we brought in the professionals who know more about it And when the plan was explained, they were satisfied with the plan. So right there and then, we know that we were on the right track, and we are on the right track.
So you're saying that the initial plan of not touching the back wall would have seen possibly a construction of a road, and then at any point in time, that back wall could have just collapsed?
Well, you see, the land that they were talking about, it's a gravel heap.
Right.
It's a gravel heap. So if you go there, you will see things just falling down, falling down, falling down.
Right.
Okay. So what we did, the contractor did a kind of step back, like.
Right.
So and additionally to that, we are going to put a geotextual map. So in that case, it's a gravel heap and things will keep on moving. So when it moves, number one, it will not go on the road. It will be contained. And even though it's not contained, it will go under the road. So you have no issue there whatsoever.
Right.
No issue.
I see. What about timing? And I know, Honorable Minister, you're not the Minister of Infrastructure, you're MIT. But the advantage or disadvantage with your role is that you have to know everything.
Yeah.
So, people probably say, well, why didn't you save that for the Minister of Infrastructure? You kind of have an idea as to what's happening in that ministry as well, and I'm happy that you could kind of shed some light on it. What does it mean for additional time and costing to that project? Does it inflate the cost from what it was before, and the timing? Does it drastically increase the timing?
Well, we are looking at January for it to be completed. That's what we are looking at. And we are still optimistic that it will finish in January. That's what we are aiming for. The contractor is confident, and we are confident. But sometimes in construction, things happen. But at least we are aiming for that. And MIT is working along with the Ministry of Infrastructure to ensure that timing, that the timing of the contract is really there. Also, in terms of the costing, the costing will not increase by much. Right, we look at a 10% variant as an increase, but it will not increase by much. So we are really trying to work within the constraint of the project, and that is MIT rule. MIT rule is to ensure that we get the job done in a quicker manner, but also cost-effective manner.
Right.
So that right there, I can say that I'm satisfied thus far with what I'm seeing, and one thing goes according to plan. By January, the road should be constructed.
Right. Okay. Someone said here, ask here, with the gravel heap, will the gravel heap be of any use, or the gravel there be of any use going forward?
Well, I cannot answer that, no. And I won't want to jump ahead of myself and answer that. That's a word for the Ministry of Infrastructure.
Right.
But I can tell you that we have properties on top of the road, like on top of the hill. You have properties up there. So you don't want to do anything that will really compromise the structure of those property.
Right.
So for me, I would say no for now, but
are they safe? The property up top there, are they safe knowing that they're basically on sinking sand? They're on top of a gravel heap that is constantly imploding.
Well, I spoke to the CTO as lately as Saturday, and I know he told me that he was going to do an assessment of the top and going to talk to the people and see exactly what's what to ensure that everything is safe. But as you say, that's just a Motte area. It's a gravel heap. It's so it's an area that we have to watch really closely and work with the people in Motte because you don't know what can happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Once again, we're speaking here with Honorable Andy Wiliams. He's the Minister of MIT, and he basically surrounds all the ministries. He basically kind of have a very good idea as to what's happening on all this front. So we're talking infrastructure, but he's not the Minister of Infrastructure, but he has the information and he's sharing it with us here. And I'm satisfied because I personally got a chance to see the Motte area when that water pipe broke, and I can see they already start advanced work on creating that pile. And I remember you speaking to one of the project managers there, and he was telling you about the development. So I'm confident, and I like the process of how it's going so far. So if you say January, I'm thinking people will be very excited to at least transverse in that particular road again to head back down on that side of the island.
Yeah.
Anything else in particular in Molyneux before we move to the south of the island?
Not really. I just want to say that so far we have it under control. We know people have exercised a lot of patience, and we see it continue to exercise patience. And we want to do something that is good, not just do something wild and just, we want to do something that is good. And we believe that when we are doing something of this nature, spending all this money, it makes sense to do it properly.
Right.
And that is where the transformation part comes in. So my ministry, MIT, mobilization, implementation, and transformation, we sit with ministries and see how we can improve the project, and by doing little things to transform it in the process. So sometimes it may take a little time to get it right, but we believe in getting it right the first time and not the second and third time. So it may take a little time, and we want to thank people for exercising patience with us. We really appreciate it.
Right. Okay. All right. So let's move into your constituency now. I just came into Grenada. Of course, I landed at the Maurice Bishop International Airport, and I recognized that there have been some new construction that is happening. I'm seeing a lot of things happening there. What's happening at the Maurice Bishop International Airport?
Well, the Maurice Bishop Airport we have a project that is being worked on right now, and that's it. Number one, that's the airport project. So we have done something like changing the route to ease the traffic situation in the area. So if you're going to the let's say you're going to aquarium,
right,
or Sandals also, you don't have to pass through the airport to get there. So we redirected the traffic that only if you have to go to the airport, you can go to the airport and not hamburg the traffic, number one.
Right.
We also have made some changes to the airport itself to accommodate more airlines, to make the strip bigger. We repaved the strip also, and we also I just forget the name of it, but the connection that when you get out from the plane, you don't have to be walking outside, but you can walk through it.
Yeah.
Right. So we have them to be implemented, and the Chinese are doing the work on the airport, and I must say that they are doing a really good job.
Yeah.
So
I saw, of course, the I can't remember the name of the item itself, but I saw that it's physically on island, is there in the parking lot, and I could physically see that they are doing some construction on the top part of the departure area, building some new metal infrastructure there. I guess that's to accommodate that would take folks from the plane, so they don't have to come down and walk and come out. They can actually walk and they enter straight into the airport.
Yeah.
And I think that is
needed,
much needed.
And that is raising the bar. And it's raising the bar. And we are committed.
The tarmac. Someone just the tarmac.
Right. Good.
Yes.
So and that is raising the bar. And it means that, Junior, when we do these things in an effort to develop and to move from one stage to the other.
Yeah.
Also, I'm talking to the airport authority, because we want to do some beautification on the airport. When you enter Grenada, the airport is the first place you see. So we want to have some talks about how we go about beautifying the airport.
Yes.
And improving the aesthetics of the airport, so that someone's first impression of Grenada can be a lasting impression. And I always say that we travel all over the world and we see a lot of beautiful stuff. And it is time for Grenada to get in the mix. It is time for us to raise our level. We are beautiful. There are countries who are not. There are countries, Junior, who cannot even come into the class in Grenada in terms of beauty.
Right.
But when you look at them, they look more beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I traveled about 2-3 weeks ago, and I look at other places. But when you come to Grenada and you see the green vegetation, right, and you see the clear skies, and so, Junior, it's just so beautiful. And I'm saying to myself, nah, man, we have to exploit that. We have to to take more advantage of that, because we have a beautiful product.
Right.
And it is up to us to cherish it. It is up to us to promote it. And it is up to us to nurture it. and this is where we want to go.
Right.
So soon you will see some beautification works taking place on the airport.
Right. So what
Yeah.
what we were talking about, guys, yeah, is the jet bridge actually, not the tarmac,
Yeah.
jet bridge
Jet bridge.
that
Correct.
will allow people to walk onto that jet bridge and end up inside of the airport. And that is very much welcome because we all know sometimes it's raining and we have to walk out. You have to come out of the plane and even sometimes, even like I was coming back here and there was an elderly person that was sitting in a wheelchair and they was asking her, could you walk up the stairs? And she couldn't. So they had to find a way.
Right.
It was JetBlue, so they have this little stairs thing that they could have pushed her up on. But the jet bridge is a welcome sign, a welcome enhancement, a welcome project by every single Grenadian and everybody that come to Grenada. Because every
Yes.
country that I've been to have jet bridge. Even St. Vincent
Yeah.
and Grenadines, who just constructed Argyle International Airport just a few years ago, they have a nice jet bridge as well. So
Right.
it's very welcome that we have that in Grenada.
It is
Now,
time for us to have it. It is
yep,
time.
absolutely, absolutely. Now let's talk
Exactly.
about, now we come into Grenada and we enter. What are the new implementation to let people feel like, yo, this is beautiful, this is Grenada? What about the aura, the smell, the look, you come out, the beautification right around that general area? Any plan?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. We are working with the with the airport board on putting a plan together for that. And remember, our 50th anniversary is right around the corner.
Yes.
So that's something that we want to. I mean, when you're talking about you entering Grenada and starting the celebrations, that should be where we set the tone. So we are putting a plan together, and the next step is to actually implement.
Mhm.
So we are working together. Give us a few weeks and so on, you will start to see some things happening. And if you know me, you know that I don't lapse on stuff. Once we agree on what we're gonna do, we move.
Right.
So folks can look out for something beautiful when they enter. So all who are planning to visit Grenada this year, next year, you can look out for something.
Yes, absolutely. So right, we coming down. We come off the international airport and we
Yeah.
come further into the south. What I'm seeing is a lot of from the Wall Street area. There have been a lot of
Yeah.
upgrade in terms of beautification, right? I'm seeing some of the signs of the street are painted, freshly painted. Tell us about the implementation of that and that particular project. Is it going to be just in that particular area in the south because you're the minister of, I mean, you're the MP for the south, or could that be expected throughout the length and breadth of Grenada?
No, it can be expected through the length and breadth of Grenada. We start with the south, so we start with the south and we move up. So we have done parts in St. George's also. Then we are going to into northeast and northwest, go into St. David's and St. John's, go all the way up to St. Patrick's. That's what we want to do. And everyone have their uniqueness. I spoke to a young lady in St. Patrick's who showed me how she can do some wonderful signs with the natural wood. And Junior, it looks wonderful. I think her name is Cindy Jones.
Yeah.
Wonderful. And we are going to utilize our idea going forward. Not just having the metal sign, but you can have the wooden signs, which will kind of bring a more Caribbean look, Grenadian look, a kind of local style to it. And it's good when we can have the local people and young people coming up with the ideas. And I say that's where we have to encourage them. But even before the Wall Street, but you know, let me just say something again. I was on my way home this afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And when I look back how the Wall Street area was, I mean, it's not where you want it to be yet, but how the Wall Street area was with the roundabout and so. And even the part after Wall Street, opposite the Mackey Mall, where you have all the bush and so.
Yeah.
And now we put the plans there and everything. I mean, the place looks so much different, right? And it was just a joy to see. And that is what I meant when I said, really bringing out the beauty of our country.
Right.
But also on the Moy Bishop Highway, you know, we want to put some walkovers and walkover with wheelchair access and all these things. Why walkovers? I mean, I've lived in this area for all my life, and I can tell you the amount of accidents we had on the highway where people lost their lives and so.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that will assist. That will assist. And what we want to do in the middle of the highway, we're going to bring up the height a little bit more, plant some lovely flowers and so make it look nice, proper. And so people would not cross even though you have the walkover. And they
Oh,
will use the walkover. And in that sense, we can, number one, protect people's lives because all it means or all what it takes is just for one person to cross that road there. And the driver, probably not see the person.
right.
And it could be an accident.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, some years ago, I ended up bouncing a cow on the same road some years ago, right? No, but also one more thing, when you like on a 4 o'clock, when you pass that area, the traffic buildup is so much.
Yes.
And after you pass the CK's area, there's a pedestrian crossing. That's the main issue for the traffic because the traffic has to stop for people to cross, and that causes a whole backup. So we want to put a walk over there too. And if we do that, we can ease the traffic, and the traffic can flow much faster.
Right.
And so that's what we want to do. We want to put the walkovers there to number one to ease the traffic congestion and also to make it more safe for people. And that is the way we want to go forward, Junior. And because when you go into the developed world and so you see all these things,
Yeah.
and it is time for us to raise our level. If someone traveled and let's say they come back in 3-4 years time, when you come back, you're supposed to see a difference. You're supposed to see the country making progression. That is why you elected us to transform and to lead. And this is why we think that we have to do these things to move our country forward. So that just for the Wall Street area, we did the tunnel. And let me just go ahead. The tunnel, we have painted under the tunnel also because it was not looking so nice. The tunnel is a tourist attraction.
Yes.
And now we did the black and white, the black in the bottom, the white on top. And Mr. Orlando Womin and I are meeting with the people from the creatives who cannot do the art under the tunnel.
Oh, nice.
So you can have the nutmeg, the maize, the this, the that, So when you're doing your tour guide and so or your tour stuff,
Yes.
and you bring a tourist there, you can explain to the tourist, that's Sender Tunnel, give him the history, and when he goes on it, he can see the beautiful spices and so in Grenada, right? And that is what we want to do to really bring the creative in it to help improve the aesthetics of the country.
Right. Guys, we're giving you an opportunity to call in. So the phone lines are open. You can call in at any time. The number is 718-701-5720. Again, we're speaking with the Minister of Mobilization, Implementation, and Transformation, Honorable Andy Williams. And he's telling us about the implementation of new projects that we're seeing. Very visible project. We spoke about the airport, where there are some visible signs of upgrade on the airport. They put in that jet bridge there, which I think is a welcome. It will be welcomed by everybody, all and sundry that come to the Maurice Bishop International Airport. We're speaking about upgrade in the Wall Street area, the painting, and also with the Sendal Tunnel. I saw it. It's newly painted, and it looks great. What about someone told me today, because I left 2 days ago, they told me today that the lights are turned on in Grenville. And I believe in St. George's. Tell us about the street lights. And also, I was told that it's increasing the traffic buildup in the area. Are there problems with the lights?
There's no problem. There's no problem with the lights. The lights have been set up and everything, and it's working. We started with the Grandlands area by the food fair there, and also in Grenville. Now, what happened? Well, let me just say this: that today is the first working day that the light was really in operations. So
Right.
what we will do is that we have the people who really install the lights. They are on island,
Right.
and we are going to monitor the lights, monitor the timing, and then so we will make adjustments in the process to get it right. So today was a day of observation. We observed what took place. We spoke about it, and we will be making changes as we go along. As I tell people, you can have a manual, you can have something in theory, but you must go and do the practical
Right.
to actually see exactly how it works. So just as I know some people today was annoyed and traffic build up and so, but just work with us. We observed it also, and we are going to make changes as we go along to really get the timing right. So, but the traffic light is needed because, again, all it takes is for one person to cross the road and someone bongs him, and first somebody see, well, where's the traffic light?
Right. Yeah.
And but let me just say something again. Sometimes we are busy to move, but we also have to take safety into consideration. And I want us to really, think about that, because no amount of time can buy someone life. So sometimes it might make sense to just cool down a bit and think about the safety also. So for me, I would say yes, it is needed. Just a little some little adjustment have to be made, but it is needed. And we are looking at it, we are observing it. And as time go on, as we go on, we will be making adjustment to ensure that it can benefit everyone in terms of timing.
Right. We got a call on the line. Let's take this call right now. Caller live, where are you calling us from? Hello? Hello? Hello, caller live? All right, caller.
But Junior,
Caller got cold feet. Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say something before we go along, right? Because I think it's important that I make this point.
Uh-huh.
I visited Korea about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
South Korea. And I spoke to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Minister of Trade, and spoke to the President also of Korea. And what I asked, or what I wanted to find out from them is that in the 1950s, you had a war in Korea.
Yes.
And at that point in time, after the war, Korea was one of the world's poorest countries. And I was interested in knowing, what did Korea do to today have the 13th largest economy in the world? What did they do? And in speaking to the president and all the other ministers, they said, Andy, we have no natural resources. We invested in the education of our people. We invested in the education of our people. And that is what was responsible for them moving from almost being the poorest to right now being a developed country. And when they said that to me, I thought about Grenada immediately. And I said to myself that the steps that we are taking now as a government to remove the tuition fee from TAMCC, to remove all the fees from the secondary school last year. And next year, again, we are looking to remove more fees to make it easier for people to go to have a tertiary education, to have a skill. That's NULO and TAMCC.
Right.
We are pushing for free education for our people. And Junior, immediately I said to myself, we are heading in the right direction. And hats off to our Prime Minister, the Honorable Deacon Mitchell. We have to start, Junior, developing our people in terms of education, in terms of not keeping them at one stage, but helping them to get out of the closed mindset and being more educated so that they can contribute more to our country. So it is I must say that Grenadians who are listening, we have to really, uplift ourselves. And as a government, as I always say this, government is supposed to be of the people, for the people, and by the people. It is our duty to make sure that our people are elevated so that they can in turn come back and benefit the country so that we can move forward. Yeah.
Let's take this call. We got another caller on the line. Caller live, where are you calling us from?
Hi, good night, Junior. I'm calling from the Diaspora, and I was a bit skeptic as to whether I should call or not, because I do realize that a lot of persons are complaining that us in the diaspora, it's almost as if we shouldn't have a voice, sort of. However, when it's time for contributions, then persons look to the people in the diaspora, while, I mean, sometimes people in the diaspora can and do contribute a lot. But anyway, yeah, that's another story. But good afternoon to the minister and good afternoon to everyone that's listening. Now, to the minister, I'd like to actually ask three questions. On the topic of the airport, apart from aesthetically improving the airport, are we working on getting on a food court inside the airport? Because Grenville is one of, if not only airport that I've been to that doesn't have a food court on the inside. After you've checked in and you got it inside. My second question is, do you hear me, Junior?
Yes, go ahead, caller.
Oh, sorry. My second question is with regards to the passport and the fact that the passport was made a 5-year passport. Is anything being done towards bringing it back to a 10-year passport? Because it can be a bit inconveniencing to walk with more than one passport because of the visa situation. And my third question is with regards to what I may understand the importance of, if you have free education, I educate myself, I go to NULO, I can now do a skill, I can now be an entrepreneur, I can now make thousands of dollars every day, every week, as opposed to waiting on the government to have a crash program that I can benefit from every 3 months or something like that. No, change takes time. So we understand where some of our people's mindset is. So the question I really want to ask, I'm not there,
right.
So some things I'm not familiar with, but with regards to the roadside cleaning program and stuff, are these programs still going on now for the individuals that may be looking for those to get the fast cash and not necessarily the long-term development?
Okay.
Also, just before I leave,
caller, that's a lot of questions you're stuffing in there. I hope we can remember all of them.
I just want to make a slight statement.
Okay.
To some NDC supporters. When you see someone make an objective comment,
right,
sometimes it's not healthy to always jump down the person's throat, because that person may just be a supporter of the NDC. And when you do something like that, you can be doing a negative for your party. So sometimes just give us some space. But anyway, those are my questions.
Okay, thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much.
Okay, so Gina, let me just answer immediately, right? So I agree with the caller in terms of the diaspora.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, when she made that statement, it's like, I wonder if it was me making that statement, because I made that same comment to the New York group and the Miami group and the Canada group, that as Grenadians, we look to the diaspora for funding and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to advice and so, we don't want it. But just to show you how my ministry and my government is really leading towards hearing from you in the diaspora, we are in the process now of setting up a desk in MIT.
Mm-hmm.
And that desk will be under a program called Nation Builders.
Right.
Nation Builders, that is where people who want to contribute with ideas, in whatever way, we make it easy for you to get in contact with the government. Because sometimes the hardest thing to do is to get in contact with someone in government. So we will set up a hotline, a desk, everything, so we can make that connection easier for you, number one. Number two, I'm always eager for new ideas. So if you have it, don't be afraid to reach out to us. We will welcome the ideas in the diaspora. In terms of the food court, it is part of the plan. That is where we are heading to. So that when you check in and so, you can buy some food in the airport. That is where we are heading.
Yes.
So yes, it is in the plan. In terms of the passport, it's something that with the 5 years to the 10 years, is something that we discussed at a new administration, and we have not made a decision yet. But as soon as it is made, we will let you know. And to the last point with the roadside cleaning, yes, yes, we agree that we have to continue some of the programs. Now, for example, the roadside cleaning, or how you call it, the bushing. First of all, I don't like the name the bushing. So we are going to rename it and call it BEST.
What's
and
it?
what we are BEST, BEST.
Okay.
Yes, beautification and what is a nice name. And what we're going to do is that not just have someone just go and cut bush by the side of the road. We are going to provide permanent employment for people. Number one. Number two, instead of just cutting the bush, we are going to let people plant also. Because the same energy you're taking to cut, you can plant. And when you plant, you can now just go the next time around and just, you can clean up around and, make all your stuff, but also beautify the country in the process. We are going to give people the tools to work with, like the weed eater and all these things. We are going to equip them with tools. And that is how we plan on transforming the bushing into a program called the BEST program. In the meanwhile, we are trying to elevate. Because, Junior, sometimes we tend to stick into a mindset when you call it poor and vulnerable and all these things. And I'm saying these names have to stop. Names are powerful. Names are... Listen, if you go back to biblical times, when you get a name means something. Just someone naming you and giving you a name that means something that, something that you can aspire to, can motivate you to aspire to a certain level. And when you keep referring to yourself as poor and poor and poor, it can put you in a mindset and let you stay in that position and not move forward. So we don't want to use that word. You can be poor today, but in your mind, you could be rich. Because at the end of the day, I always tell people, what makes a difference when all of us enter life? It's not the amount of education we have.
True.
But something is the tenacity and the will we have to move forward and to make things happen and to better ourselves. So for us, we will be transforming that debushing program, as it is called, to the BEST program, and a program where we can help beautify our country in the process. So monies will be spent to really elevate the island and to make the island look better, and at the same time, give people permanent employment. Now, Junior, if you're in the debushing program and you go to the bank for a loan, you only get to work for 6 weeks and 2 months, and so, only when it's carnival time and back to school time and Christmas time. What about the remainder of the year?
Right.
But if we give you employment, no, you can look to better your life, because you can go to the bank for a loan. You can go to, you can try to improve yourself in different fronts, your children's life, everything, because you now have a permanent job.
Right.
So this is where we want to go. This is where we want to transform, and this is how we think that we can move Grenada forward. And again, I want to say, our Prime Minister, he is adamant about that. So I must give him credit when it comes to that. It was his idea.
I want to ask about financing, but before I do that, I want to jump to the caller on the line right now. Caller, live, where are you calling us from? Hello?
Credit when it comes to that.
Hello?
I'm calling from Crown Heights.
Financing, but hey, Crown Heights. Yeah, Crown Heights, go right ahead.
Okay, first and foremost, I want to say a pleasant good evening to Honorable Minister Andy. You're doing a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
And on the words that poor and vulnerable, one thing I learned at convent in Grenville from the nun, there is nothing like that. There is less fortunate. It's unfortunate that they developed this word poor and vulnerable. Okay, as a Grenville person, I'm concerned about Grenville overall. St. Andrews, because of Pearl's Airport, this place can be used as make some booths for tourist attraction, because this was the first airport, and then people go to St. George's, so everybody made $1. So everything is centralized in St. George's, so they should really try to do something at Pearl's Airport, maybe, little booths so the people in the surrounding areas could put the craft and sell and make a livelihood.
Yeah.
For Grenville, everybody used to come to Grenville in years gone by. That was the place to hang out on a Saturday. No, everybody's scared of Grenville. It's embarrassing. I can bring anybody there. I cry every time I go in Grenville. I'm bawling. It's so sad. And I think the business people need to do something better. The owners of this building need to keep their property intact. Like you say, when you travel, we went to Aruba, and you should see how the places in them all painted and look so beautiful in the tongue, appealing to the eyes. Grenville is like a shanty town. They need to do something, and you need to uphold the business and them, the business people. They need to get a fine. Maybe if you give them a fine, they will take care of the place. They will take care of the property. And all these people selling every day. You're going Grenville, people selling, no place to work. Something has to be done. I think 3 days for selling Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. They need to do something about it. It's very, very sad. And what I want to say, too, about the cemetery in Grenville, I said, bush. The people in the prison, maybe you could take them workmen and bring them out there to work someday for the bush. They sit down there getting taxpayers' money. Some of the same taxpayers of the loved one in the cemetery. And so you could bring them out there and they clean and cut, do something too. And the animals have been tied out there, demolishing the people's graves. It's so sad. There's so much to do. I know over the years, the place just went down. Yes. I know y'all can do so much, but y'all are doing a lot. But they're able to be done, and the people in the community can do better. Even the rivers come like streams. Instead of bush, the community, we need like a community togetherness to work. People have to come together. So we have to start in the school, have community meeting. What can we do to beautify our community? Go competition. When parents see what Simon doing and Moya see, everybody go want to do better than the other. And I guess the whole place.
Yes, caller.
It's all about coming together. 110%.
Thank you so much,
Yes,
caller.
we all have to come together.
All right.
But Minister, NDC, you're doing a great, phenomenal, fantastic job. Blessings.
All right.
Thank you. Thank
you so much.
So Junior, let me just say this. I was wondering if that caller was in cabinet today, because cabinet today, we spoke about Pearl's Airport. We spoke about the cemetery, the exact point that she is touching on. We spoke about that today in cabinet.
Wow.
So caller, you're on point. And yes, we believe that we should listen. We have the old airplanes in Pearls, and it's just there, just deteriorating. And this is history.
Yes,
this is history that we can use. So we will be looking at it. We spoke about it today. The cemetery, and so I already take your idea. I noted it down, and I can say that it's a good idea. And Grenville, I can tell you we have some plans for Grenville, but I hear you, and I will try my best to really acknowledge what you say and incorporate it into the plans. But I agree with you, Connor.
Yeah, because I agree, Grenville man, you gotta. I'm a spot in. I'm a place. Like where calling us from? Hello.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, caller. Yes, go right ahead.
Yes, I'm calling from DC. So I have 3 things I want to run by the minister.
Yes.
So first of all, we're going to talk about the airport. So I come to Grenada a lot, maybe 3-4 times, sometimes 5 times for the year, and I've been having the same issue that why we don't have an ATM machine inside the airport and outside the airport. It's sad that we're coming in and then the guys bringing out our bag, and then we have no money to really pay them. We got to, ask somebody to borrow some money. If you pay them, you got to pay them. Maybe you have a 50 US to give it to them with no problem. But we should have an ATM inside the airport and one outside the airport. That's a given. That shouldn't even be a question. It's an international airport. Let's act international. Okay. Second thing, somebody mentioned, I'm a Grenville man too, and I know we're big on tourism in Grenada. We promote tourism because that's mainly our main source of income right now in Grenada is tourism, okay? So if we're going to talk about Grenada and doing things for Grenada, we got to remember the roads go from St. George's to St. Andrews to St. David's and all over. We build up a lot in St. George's, and if you go from Vandam to Grenville, it's like you think you're on some other island, not Grenada. It's like, I wouldn't call them pothole no more. I call them precipice. That's how big the holes are. And we can't use mud to patch the road and think when rain falls, we're going to get asphalt. That don't work. So we need to concentrate some more on building the road, not just patching them for just a short time, just for carnival for 2 months when the tourists come in. And when the tourists gone, we're back to being Grenada, you know?
Right.
We have to do something better. And the third one is the speed bump. Like I said, I don't call them speed bump no more. I call them mountains. You can't put speed bumps and not paint it. We don't live in Grenada. We driving in the night. It's hard to see already because it's so dark. And then you come on a mountain, not a speed bump, damaging your rental. You got to pay somebody extra for the rental or your own car. So we need to do something better. And like I say, I know you guys working hard and trying to do things, but those things I mentioned, this should be priority number one. And
yes.
That's my contribution for today.
Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution.
So, caller, I can tell you that your point about the speed bump, we have started already. And even if you look at the Wall Street area, the reason why we are painting by the side of the road too, because it's something that it's a safety issue, so that you can know exactly where the end of the road is, so you wouldn't go off. So we have started in that respect. Number two, the ATM machine is an idea that we discussed, and we will be approaching some of the banks to see who will be interested in putting an ATM machine. And you can have not just one, but more than one on the airport. And yes, tourism, it accounts for approximately 65% of our total GDP, right? 40% normally, and SU accounts for 25%. So when you put them together, it's approximately 65% of the GDP. And yes, when it comes to road, we have plans. The Prime Minister is the Minister of Infrastructure, and I can tell you that right now he's working on plans to improve the road network in Grenada. We have a project called the UKSIF, where we have to run some of the lines, change the lines on the ground, which were there for all 50, 60 years. We have to change it, so we will be changing the lines first. After we change the lines, then we are going to do the road. Now, in addition, that same UKSIF project, it's unfortunate that that project was originally 80 million EC dollars. 70 million was to change the lines, the Southern Water Expansion Project, and 10 million was to do the Western Main Road. Now we were able to get back 70 million to do the Southern Water Expansion Project, but not the 10 million to do the road, which we will have to take from our funds to really do. So we are committed in fixing the road network, and we know the importance of it. So I want to applaud your point, and yes, we will be taking it into consideration, and we will be taking it seriously. So thank you, caller.
All right, good. We got another caller on the line. Again, guys, this is your opportunity to chime in. Caller, you're live. Where are you calling us from?
Thank you, caller.
Hi, Junior. Good evening, and good evening to the minister. Calling from Grenada. I want to congratulate the minister because on developing the South and beautifying the South, because, Junior, the South is basically the port of entry for people who are coming into Grenada. And that is where they should see the beginning of beauty in Grenada. And I'm saying while the minister is beautifying the South, right, it doesn't mean that things are not happening in other constituencies, because he's the minister of MIT, so therefore he has to start from his end. And while he's working from his end, it doesn't mean that work has not been done to other constituencies or other parishes. So that is where we have to beautify. The airport is in the South. Basically, the South is like what? It's like a mini town, we could say. It's being developed and still being developed. And to the people who are calling from overseas, Junior, and making their contribution and observing things that should be done in Grenada, I want to say to you, the people in the diaspora, do not only make your contributions on the radio or on programs. Remember, you have to support this transformation, and supporting the transformation doesn't only mean by finance. You have to vote. You have to keep the NDC in office. That is what you have to do. Because, listen, you guys know, if the NNP were to come...
Yeah. Hello, caller. I wanted to tell the caller, I wanted to make it a general discussion. This is not a political campaign. I know that the NDC is in power, but this is not about the NDC or NNP. I want to make it about Grenada, national development. So this is not NDC versus NNP campaign here. So let's keep it strictly on developing Grenada, no matter what political party you align yourself with. All right. All right, so again, we open up the phone lines, guys, if you want to call in. Any response to the caller, any part of the caller comment?
No, I mean, I agree with what the caller is saying. There are other things happening in other constituencies also. As a matter of fact, while I'm on the program here, Claudette Joseph is honorable, is calling me, asking me for some paint, and so, because I can tell she want to do some stuff in her area too.
Right.
And, and everyone is committed to the cause, Junior. Sometimes I always tell people, we are all a team. You can say we are a tree, and the tree have different branches. Right? You may have some short branches, some thick branches, some thin branches, but when it comes together, it makes up the tree. And everyone has their purpose. And that's how I want to really look at our ministers. We all have different strengths. But when we come together, I can tell you we are forced to recover it. And we understand that Grenada needs to be transformed. And that is our medium. And let me just say this. We Junior, are proud to have the Honorable Deacon Mitchell as our leader. This man is wise beyond his years, I must say. Mm-hmm. Temperament, excellent. And, he really leads our team proper. And trust me, we are inspired by him. Let me just say that.
Minister, let's talk about nation building. I am very big on nation building, right?
Yeah.
I see Grenada as a whole. I don't see Grenada as fragmented and segmented as how some people see it. I see Grenada. Right. For instance, when somebody call my producer or myself and ask for assistance, there's no litmus test. There's no asking what political party they align with. If somebody need a house, they get a house. We don't ask them nothing, right? If we have it, we give it to them.
Yeah.
What I've been seeing is since after the election, it's like the country divided into two.
Yeah.
There are hardcore NNP who is just hardcore NNP and they stick into their guns, and there are hardcore NDC who just hardcore NDC and they stick into their guns. And so much so that people are not even getting along. Enemies are being formed. So there are two Grenadas right now. There are two Grenadas. Yeah. The NNP Grenada and the NDC Grenada. What could we do? What are you doing? What are your plans to narrow that divide? Because it is horrible, and we cannot transform half of Grenada, if you understand what I mean. The whole Grenada need to come together. It's only 50,000 people. What are you prepared to do to narrow that divide?
So clearly, Junior, let me just say this, right? And we don't want to get political, but let me just say this. Mm-hmm. They have people today in Grenada, and Grenadians, I want you to listen to me. You can be NMP, you can be NDC, just listen to me. There are people in our country today that are just bent on not telling the people the truth, or trying to, to sway people in ways to get political mileage. And I'm saying people who do that, Junior, they are not doing our country a service. Junior and Grenada, there are people who did not support me during the last election. And I know that. They did not support me. But when they come to me for help, Junior, I will help.
As you should. As you should.
Yes. You see, at the end of the day, you want to tell me because you back in Manchester and I'm back in Barcelona that we should be enemies? No. We have the right to choose who we want to choose. Right. So this whole thing of the bitterness and so that have to stop. But it will stop with education. It will stop, and that's why I always try to keep people focused. Now, for example, let me just give you an example. Let's go into this. Last year, the Honorable Father Joseph and I at Philip Telesford we went to Montrush, and so when we went there, we looked at the housing situation in Montrush, and the people were calling out for help. And when I saw the situation, Junior, you have mold in the building, the tiles was raising, the railings and so was destroyed. And I'm saying to myself, Lord, if a child was just to go over there, well, that's the end of a child's life. That's not the best condition for people to stay in. So while we were walking through, the manager of housing authority was there also. So here was I, now, telling the gentleman, why is the place in this condition?
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, I cannot stand the seat in such condition.
Right.
And he said, Andy, about 70% of the people not paying. I said, Lord. So that same time, after we finished the tour, I spoke to the people and said, listen, look at me, coming now, trying to go down the house, not the housing manager throat. I said, why the building is in this condition? But he's telling me that most people are not paying. I said, nah, man. I said, you have to pay because that's how we can better your living conditions. And we had a nice talk. Now, in phase 2 of the project, that's the housing project that we are now giving out now with the Chinese housing, we decided to do it different. Different in the sense of giving people a chance to elevate their life, Junior and Grenada. With phase 1, you can only get title after you have paid fully for the house.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you can get title up for it. So basically, if you want to use a house to do something, you cannot use it. So if you have to pay, let's say they give 20 years to pay, at the end of 20 years, that's when you can use the house to benefit you. How we do it now? Let's take a 2-bedroom. It's valued for over $200,000. And now you are paying $75,000 for it. Maintenance is included in that also. You have insurance for the property also. And you can use, if you get an apartment today, you can use up the equity in the apartment tomorrow to benefit yourself.
Right.
So for example, Junior, you have a business idea. You want to start right along, but you need $50,000 to do it. With the approach I was taken in phase 1, you have to wait 20 years until you finish, pay for it to be able to get something from it. And by the time the way it's going now, it's been deteriorated so much. By the time 20 years, it ain't worth nothing much. But with our phase 2, the way we are doing it now, you can get to use the equity in that property, the maximum equity in that property, immediately after you purchase it. So now you can help to move yourself from one stage to the other. You have children, you want to fund them to university, you can help fund them to university by using your equity in the apartment as collateral in the bank to use it as equity. So now you can build yourself.
Right. No,
this is the way we have to do.
This is a brilliant idea, right? But here's the problem. Honorable Williams. People don't understand what equity is.
But right, but if
the housing authority have onus on them to teach people that.
Right.
We here, I don't know if we are somehow nominated in some kind of way to teach people about equity, but I've been getting calls. We've been getting calls. We are like the unofficial, educator of equity straight. So
but Junior, I will forgive someone who didn't know better.
Right.
Who did not get a proper education. Who doesn't know about equity. I will forgive someone.
Right.
But when you hear a member of parliament gets up in parliament and doesn't know what equity means, that's where my issue is.
Right.
Because if we are supposed to be educating the people,
I know where you're going now. Stick up in this.
And we don't know. When I heard the member gave the explanation for equity, saying after you pay for the property, that's when you acquire equity. I said, Lord help us. Because equity is the difference with the market value, right, for your property against what you owe for your property. So let's say the value of your property is $200,000 and you owe $50,000. Then you have $150,000 equity in the property. and that can be acknowledged at any time of purchase.
Yeah.
So, but it is up to us to help educate our people and not leave them in that form. And Junior, let me just say this again. What hurts me now, where I get personal now, Junior, is take all the politics from it, because we are all Grenadians before NMP and NEC came into existence, right? Now, my thing is this: let us try to help our people, not play politics with this thing. Keep people uneducated to get a vote. No, that's not the way to do it. Let's try to help people. Let's try to educate people. Here was someone told me yesterday, someone from the other side, and I said, you know what, good point. He said, Andy, maybe what I would have done is to let GDB probably make a special provision for these people for the loan. But I agree with the way everything was done. And I said to him, good point. I can appreciate that. But to tell people now that the house was given as a gift, the house was given as a gift, number one. But in phase one, you charge people rent for the house. They still have to pay rent for the house. And listen to this point, the last point on this matter, Junior. So you give me $5 today. I say thank you. Tomorrow, I'm looking forward to you to give me $5 again. Okay. The next day, should I look forward for you giving me $5 again? Or should I try to earn $5 for myself? And I'm saying, with phase one, the Chinese built it. In phase two, the Chinese built it. So what should we do? Wait for stage 3 for the Chinese to build it again? But if, no, Junior, we take the step we take in phase 2, when we get the income from those property, we now can use those funds to build our own houses for our people. And the same process again, it can go on and on and on, a cycle, and not having to depend on the Chinese and everyone else to do things for us. This is where we have to go. And this is beyond politics. There's no politics in that. Right. That is when you are looking for your country and you want to build your country and go to the next level. This is what it's about.
All right. I have to talk a lot more about this, but let's take this call. We have a call on the line. We've been waiting for a while. Caller, live. Where are you calling us from?
Hello. Good evening.
Hey, caller. Good evening. Where are you calling us from?
Evening. Yeah. We have to make a lot of changes in Grenada. This flyover, I don't think it's going to work, because the problem is Grenadians, a set of people, they're going to pass below it because it doesn't listen. Number one, the bus stop. The buses, by CK, they have a bus stop, they're waiting by the line, right, for the bus. They're waiting a little higher up by Charles Davis Place. They won't walk to the bus stop. If they go away, they will have to walk to the bus stops, but they don't do it in Grenada. So those things have to work. Also, again, parking on the sidewalk. Vehicles parking on the sidewalk and you have to walk in the road. Also, again, they have to make changes in that. This government have to make changes in that. Are we going to charge people for jaywalking? That's how they used to do in the state. Something has to take place. We have to make changes if those things have to work. We have to start putting things in place now. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, caller. Thank you for your input.
Right. No, and I agree that, but I would not agree by saying it wouldn't work, because it would not work in Grenada, but it will work in the US or in St. Lucia or in Barbados, right? So, Junior, I'm saying yes, we'd have to put things in place. I agree that for it to work. And that is a step we have to take, because if we go with the mindset that it will not work, the country will just remain one stage, no change, and we wondering where is the transformation. So yes, caller, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying too that, if it means that we have to brainstorm and do things differently to make it work, we should. It will work the while.
Right. Okay. Let's go back to the conversation about equity, because this is a broad, big. I mean, we could spend a whole program on that, and I know your time is kind of dwindling down a bit. But I want to dive a little bit into that equity thing, right? One of the criticism that the administration is getting right now is some people saying these houses that the Chinese built was a donation, was as a gift to the government, to the people of Grenada. And that's what people are saying. Why then it's a gift and this administration want to sell it to people? I know the answer. You're on the hot seat. Clarify that for us. How is it a gift? I know the administration want to sell it for people. The poor
number one
was designed for.
Okay, so So number one, you say it's a gift, right? Phase one was a gift also. But aren't you charging people per month to live in it?
So
So,
phase one, let's break it down into small pieces. Phase one
right.
was the previous administration. They delivered
Yes.
X amount of houses to individuals, right?
Right.
These individuals, did they sign a contract? And were they obligated to pay?
Yes, they were.
So the people in phase one, they signed a contract, they were obligated to pay. They wasn't given it
Yeah.
free. The previous administration didn't give it out for free and tell them,
No.
don't worry about it, you don't have to pay. They had to pay.
No.
That was the
You have
agreement.
to pay. Yeah.
Right.
And also in phase one, you got no cupboards, no closets, one big open space with bathroom. So you have to go and find money now
Right.
to do all this construction. In phase two, everything is ready made for you.
Right. So
Right.
very clear. We have to understand that, guys. Yes,
Yeah.
we understand that it is a gift from the Republic of China. Thank you very much. For low housing. And it wasn't, I mean, low income, sorry. It wasn't low income, it's low income. So they assess your overall, how much you're making, and you pay based on your income. Some people may be high, some people may be lower. And I understand why they shouldn't have just an area with as people might say, poor and vulnerable, or people that well, I don't want to say poor people. You don't want to create a ghetto. You don't want to create a shanty town. You have to have
Right.
different people of different financial, backing in an area. Because again, you don't want to create a shanty town or a ghetto, right? So I understand that. So then, why then did this administration decide to shift the gears and move away from that part and now move into where people have to now go to the bank and get a loan in order to obtain a property? Explain the thinking behind it.
Right. No. Number one, when you go to the bank and you get a loan, let's say the property is $75,000.
Right.
You're not when you get a loan, you are actually paying a monthly payment to the bank, similar to what you're paying under phase one. Under phase one, you have to wait until you make how much payments before you can make use of the property in terms of making it work for you. Under phase two, the property can work for you immediately.
Right.
Right. So what we did, Junior, we spoke to the banks and the credit unions. So the conditions and so will be easier for people to get through, because we are guaranteeing the loan. The Housing Authority of Grenville is guaranteeing the loan. So actually, there's no risk to the institutions.
But here, I'll be devil's advocate, Mr. Williams, sir. But how will you expect people that is in the poor and vulnerable category to get a loan in the first place?
Well, number one,
Why?
Okay, so let's look at it now. The property that we want you to have, if you cannot afford it, we are doing you a disservice. When you go, if you go to the bank, Junior, or let's say someone come to you and say, boy, Junior, lend me $100,000.
Right.
I'm going to pay you $20,000 a month. And you know the person cannot pay that a month. And you agree and tell the person yes. You are doing the person a disservice.
I understand that.
Right. So why, and again, let's look at it this way. You have approximately 70% in delinquency in terms of payment in phase one.
Right.
Which caused phase one to be a failure and cause it to suffer.
Mm-hmm.
If we are doing phase two, we must learn from the mistakes, from the errors. If phase one principle worked, we would have continued with it, right? But certainly it's not working.
Right.
So insanity is, right?
Same thing.
I mean, you know, it's different.
And
expecting a difference and the same over again.
Right.
So we have to brainstorm and think now, how can we, better the situation, improve the conditions and everything. And by taking the approach in phase two, someone who can afford to make the payments will qualify for it.
Right.
And some people will say, oh, it's 70.
Stick up in there, Minister. So you're saying that there is an approval process.
Yes.
Before before someone get into the property, they would have to fill out an application. They will have to
Yes.
they will have to be working, because they can't just be, I don't have a job and I'm applying. You have to have
Right.
some kind of means and ways of paying for that property. What if the person
Right.
working off the books? What if they are fisherman? They don't have no W-2. Well, they don't have not W-2 in Grenada, but they don't have no that type of document to say that they're making X amount of money. They're a fisherman. They are a farmer working somewhere. How could they go to the bank if they don't have these documents to take to the bank or to even verify of the income?
Well, number one, there are different ways that financial institution can use to verify your income.
Right.
And also, by doing that, Julia, let me just explain something to you. When I first had hotspot, just the record was not in place. But then I know, boy, Andy, to get a loan, and so you have to have everything straight. So that forced me now to put my books in place.
Yes.
And if I want to grow my business now, I can grow it because I have the records and everything in place to go forward. So that can also be a benefit to you and a blessing in disguise. But financial institutions have ways to verify your income and to verify your expenses, and they have ways to make it work. So it can work. And all you have to do, an apartment building, let's say a two-bedroom apartment building, the monthly payment is about $300, $300 to $350 or so.
So
it's not much.
So you're telling me it's not $75,000 I have to go to the bank for with?
No. You have to get qualified for that.
You get
but all you have
$75,000, but it's not like you're taking that $75,000 from your pocket.
Nope, exactly.
And I want people to understand that is a gray area that a lot of people not understanding. And people are pushing that like, they're asking you to pay $75,000. Guys, the fact is, as verified here, and I spoke to the Minister of Housing, he said that, and Minister Andy is saying here as well, you don't need $75,000 in your pocket. You get verified, you get approved for $75,000 or $50,000 from the bank, from the institution. And let me tell you something, banks love equity.
Yep.
Banks eat equity like breakfast. They love equity. You have equity? Wow, here is a loan. Because they know if you default on that payment, the banks know that you have equity. They'll give it to you quick. Take it. And the banks are liquid. The credit unions are liquid. That's what we need to understand. And I think, again, I don't know if HAG doing enough to let people understand that. We have to explain it over and over again. You would get the loan, you have the approval. I saw Ariza put out a post today. You need the approval letter, you need a bank letter. I mean, a bank letter, and a couple other things that they're asking for. It's not far-fetched stuff. You could get approval. And the payments are sometimes $150, $200, $300 or whatever the case is. Same thing that you're paying HAG, Housing Authority, is basically the same thing that is being paid to the bank.
Right.
And you have equity.
Right. And let me just say this. And phase 1 payments and phase 2 payments is similar. But I'm saying with phase 2, you can get a lot of benefit immediately after acquiring your property. In phase 1, you have to wait until 20 years or so in order to get use of that property, but that's after it has been deteriorated so much. In phase 2, immediately, the property is in tip-top shape, you can make use of that property immediately in phase 2. So if you want, just like how Korea moved from being the poorest to being developed, we are giving you a chance from being less fortunate to move up to the next bracket. And this is how we help people acquire wealth. This is how we help people to move up. And Junior, you live in the US.
Yes.
Right? And people in the diaspora, you know how these things go.
Yes.
Yeah, you start at one level, and so now you go to forums and classes, and people will tell you how to acquire wealth. This is one way you can use to acquire wealth, to improve your status, to move from one stage to the other. Imagine you let's say the property cost is valued for $200,000, and immediately after buying it, you have $125,000 as equity in that property. You are working somewhere, you're So unless you have a permanent job, your son wants to be a doctor, a lawyer, right, an accountant. You take that property and use it as collateral for that son's education.
Yeah.
That son going to be a lawyer, a doctor, and so making how much money per month.
Yes.
Could pay off that loan in 2 or 3 paychecks.
Yes.
And set the stage now for you to go forward. If you were in phase 1, that could have never happened. So I'm saying to our people, this is the way we have to think. This is the way we as a government have to try to lift you from one stage to the other and lift you out of poverty and not boasting and not having you there depending on us so that we can get a vote from you.
Right. No,
that is not how government operates.
It's important.
We should be thinking higher than that.
I shared some personal note on a vlog that I did. I purchased a home for $346,000. Now that home is worth almost $1 million. You're looking at a little Grenadian millionaire, right? In equity in my property, in my house. And that could be anybody.
Exactly.
That could be basically anybody. Because
but let me just show you how this thing could work again, right? Now you get an apartment for, let us say, a 2-bedroom apartment. It's valued for $200,000. You pay $75,000 for it. Immediately you have $125,000 equity in the property you can use for collateral.
Yes.
Let us say you see another building, let's say an apartment building, or another building that you want to buy.
Yes.
We can now use that equity as security to buy that next building.
Exactly.
Let's say, Junior, in 3 years' time, that building move from $300,000 to 6 or 8 or 10. That is how immediately you can come. I want to say a millionaire, but you can get, you can build yourself just by getting a simple apartment in phase 2.
Well, I know people that take out equity in their property and buy 2 property in Florida. Then they take this property and they buy 2 other property. They have about 15 properties just from the value of 1. It's just to understand, just to know the process. And I'm telling everybody, this is a wicked idea. And where could you get a property for $200 EC, $300 EC a month? This is I want about 5. I want to play back this clip right here because this is the minister and the parliament. Let's just take a quick look and we'll comment on the other side.
I've had to really speak publicly on the matter, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, these houses were designed and targeted to improve the living conditions of our low-income earners. And the fact that the new arrangement is such that they have to raise their finances through lending institutions before they can get access to these homes. These are my concerns, Mr. Speaker. Because if you understand the circumstances that low-income earners face, they are basically or will basically be unable to acquire these loans from the institutions. But not only that, if, let's imagine, some acquires the finances, it puts them in a situation where for a long period of time, there will be owing until they can gain that name or title to this property. Mr. Speaker, we have heard a lot of misconceptions presented by the authorities regarding those homes. To draw reference, Mr. Speaker, I've heard that it's your equity, it belongs to you as soon as you can come up with this money. That's not true, Mr. Speaker. We all know that whenever we go to a lending institution to secure funds, the property belongs to them. All
right, debunking time. I guess we debunked some already. If you want to debunk again about what was said here by
no. living conditions. She mentioned living conditions. And I want Honorable Kate Lewis to go by Subies and go by Montosh and look at the living conditions. And as I told Honorable Philip Tillerson, we have to do something for these people. It was not their fault, you know. I mean, such agreement was made, and so we have to do something. We have to come up with a solution. Because even I'm talking about it now and I'm feeling it. So when she talks about living conditions, clearly she has not gone back to see the living conditions that these people face every day. Number one. Number two, at the end of the clip, she talk about equity. Yes, Junior, if you buy, let's say you buy the apartment, until you finish pay for it, the bank will put it from their name to your name. Yeah. However, and that's understandable, that's okay. However, you can use that property. You can use the equity in that property immediately.
Yes.
After you sign the agreement, everything has been approved and you sign the agreement, and you sign a contract, you can use the equity in that property for yourself. So clearly I'm saying that the Honorable Kate Lewis, with all due respect, I don't think she understands what equity means. So, you know, I excuse her for that. So I wouldn't hold it against us. But I wouldn't hold it against her. Probably she just doesn't know what's the meaning of equity. Right? And at the end of the day, Junior and Grenada, this is a way that, as a government, that we can help you to elevate yourself and your life. It's not about just giving you a handout or just giving you something, but it's about putting you giving you a chance to go in a better spot so that you can elevate, you know, your family life and everything. That's what we believe in. And there's a saying that you give a man a fish every day, that's all right, but teach a man how to fish. When you teach a man how to fish, when you educate a man, you tend to not to have a handle on his loyalty, because now he's liberated. Mm-hmm. Now that is a chance that we must be willing to take as a government, because at the end of the day, when we enter into politics, we said it was for the people. So, Junior, if it means that I have to liberate you to the expense of not controlling you to vote for me, that's all right. That's why you elected me. No, I should be giving you a free chance to make up your mind, not to have you on a leash having to depend on me. And I'm saying that so that I can depend on a vote. If I'm doing that to you, I'm doing you and the country a disservice. And this is not what this government is about. Every decision we take is about how can we help people improve their lives. Why we took out the tuition fee from education? Because we want to help you. And listen, this year was the most Nulo and Tamtisi recorded the most amount of students registering, and it tells you something. Mm-hmm. This is where we have to go. When we pay the pension, we wanted to ensure that people, when they retire, that they have something that they can fall back on and not retire into poverty. We are now doing the public service, where we are regularizing people. We have started the process. And when we do that, we want to ensure, Junior and Grenada, that everyone has security at the end of it. Everything we're doing is to ensure that we put Grenadians in a better place. And I'm saying, Grenadians, stop letting people fool you, who pretend that they want to, that they are there for you, but they are not doing things to back their actions. Right. What they do is that you just say, you know what, Junior, I'll give you $1, and I'll give you $1 because I want to keep you there. As a government, we are not supposed to keep you there. Korea didn't move forward because they kept the people there. Singapore didn't move forward because they kept the people there. They moved forward because they took people into consideration and tried to do their best to elevate people. Right. That is how you make a country move forward. And I just want to see that.
Yes. We got a quick call. I know your time, and thank you for your time. I see you sweating and all.
It's hot.
I understand.
Yeah.
We got another caller. Caller, live, where are you calling us from?
Toronto.
Toronto, go right ahead.
Yeah, I'm just calling to see if I can simplify something for Kate Lewis. to understand the basic principle of equity. He claims that until you pay off and then you have to have the ownership. I'll bring it down now. Let us say you take a car from GM and the car costs you $80,000. You don't get $80,000 from the bank in your hand. They approve you for $80,000, and your payment on this $80,000 is $400 per month.
Yes.
Let us assume now that the car is 2 years old, and you decide to sell the car. GM cannot stop you from selling. The bank cannot stop you from selling the car.
Exactly.
So let me bring it back to the apartment now. With the apartment, especially with the deal that they're getting with this 55% and so on. So if the apartment is $150,000, you have 55% equity entering into that.
Yes.
The bank or the credit union cannot stop you from selling your apartment.
True.
What happens? The apartment is sold. The first thing that happens, because the bank has all the documents
Yes.
to that apartment as ownership with you. So when that happens, I decide to sell this apartment now, but I'm still owing the bank $65,000. The first thing the bank does is
Take
take
their money.
away
Yeah, they take the money.
the balance of debt,
Yeah. First
and
thing.
then you have the rest of it.
Yeah.
And that's where the benefit and the extreme profit of building Grenada and helping the poor class to develop themselves and become independent of what they have. So I can take that $60,000 now and say, okay, there is a new house now out there. I can use a portion of that, all of that, to pay down on that other thing because of the equity value
Equity, yes.
of what I just gained from something that was less, that gives me more. So I think, not in disrespect, I think they need to at least study, because their leader supposed to be a mathematician or economic or something. So teach them how equity works, and they could not get a more valuable deal or a better plan to improve the lives of our people. So I think they need to take another look to understand the basic principle and concept of how equity works. No one gets the $1 million from the bank one time.
True.
They take it, they use it, they invest it. They find the market goes up. They say, okay, I can sell that now.
Yes.
And go get another one. The bank takes their part and they give you your part of it.
Yes.
And with all of that, they have to realize that buildings, homes,
right,
they appreciate. They don't.
Yeah, you don't appreciate. Yeah,
they appreciate.
Exactly.
So
I call it the word.
So
the word too that you was looking for, where you said that the bank hold on to they basically have a mortgage lien on the property.
A mortgage.
A mortgage lien.
You have a mortgage.
So when you pay that off, then you get the full deed. The bank doesn't have the lien. They remove the lien, and you have full ownership.
Exactly.
But during the time of you paying, you still acquiring equity, and you're still acquiring value at the same time.
Value.
Exactly. Right.
And that's the reason why people do added things to the home.
Yes.
That's
it. Yeah.
Correct. Correct.
And also, what is important, you're watching your neighbor, because if your neighbor ain't treating their house properly, then it breaks down the value of your property.
Yeah.
In the entire area.
In the entire area. So it's an entire neighborhood. It's important that your neighbor upkeep the property and let everybody equity build. And that is the idea.
And as you know, you live in America, I'm in Canada. That's the reason why if two persons on the street start to do something to improve their homes,
yes, everybody
do something more, because they want the value to be equalized with everybody else.
Absolutely.
Than getting your home sell for peanuts while others get X amount. So that's it. I hope they're on they study that.
Yes, thank you, caller. We appreciate you. Yeah, that's a good little lesson there in equity and ownership.
Excellent.
Yeah,
excellent.
Minister, I have one more call that I've been calling for a long time. Let's take that call and respond and do your wrap up. That's the final call. I promise you. Caller, you live. You're the final caller.
No problem.
Junior, good night.
Good night.
I'm calling from the UK, and you know the time now, innit? So
Yes,
I've
yes.
been listening to your program.
Welcome, UK. Sorry, and sorry for keeping you up this late. I know it's about 12 o'clock when I'm 12 o'clock by you.
But you know, always up. I'm listening to your program because it's very interested in it.
Thank you,
Mr. Minister. I have a complaint because I've seen you all been all over the diaspora, Canada, New York, and about. But we in the UK here a bit jealous, because we ain't seen you all present in it.
Right.
We all have coming soon, but we feeling a bit jealous.
Left out.
Anyway,
Okay.
A few things I have to address. First, on the housing issue, I think that I know it's a bit costly, but I think something that you all need to do is to do some educational videos and programs on the whole financial aspect of the housing situation, because I think a lot of people in Grenada don't have the idea or the knowledge of how mortgage and equity and stuff, plays out. So I think that's something, the route you all took, that's something that you all need to educate the people on a little more. Secondly, one of my things is the airlift situation. My knowledge on airlift, I think that, I knew that the government used to be subsidizing some of the airlines on airlift, and the prices of ticket is ridiculous. And I would like to know what plans that the government have, in maybe reducing the cost of ticket, knowing that you all subsidize some of these airlines, coming to Grenada. Right now, Grenada is a hotspot. I mean, there was a certain time of the year could I get cheap tickets. No, it's like year-round tickets are expensive. I mean, from the UK, it's all 1,800 and all kind of thing.
Yeah.
Very rare you could find a ticket now for 700 or 800 pounds. They're talking thousands now.
Yeah.
So that's something. I mean, it's ridiculous for people to be spending all that money. To come to Grenada, especially around Carnival last year. Ticket was 2,500. So yes. That's crazy. So I would like to find what the government have in place, or if they can put something in place, to reduce the cost of ticket fare, towards Grenada, especially from the UK.
Yes.
All
right, caller. Thank you so much.
Yes, Mr. Williams, keep up the good work, and you're making a big difference, and thanks again.
Thank you, caller. And also, while you're in the UK, you could get a Fire Stick, and you could watch right along now on your television with the Fire TV. Just log in, get the Fire Stick, get the app, the Ride Along app, and then you could watch it on your television. All right? Let everybody in the UK know about it.
Yeah, I heard of that already, Junior. Don't worry.
Oh, wait, no, well, I'm teaching the teacher. Pick up yourself, my brother. Pick up yourself, my brother, all right?
And Junior, I need to get contact with you off air, because I need you to do something for me. I need something from you.
Inbox me, inbox, and I go link you. Don't worry, we'll chat.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, man, cool. Yeah.
All right, bless.
Yeah. Big up to the folks in the UK. All right, Minister, you there? All right, we lost.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I ain't seen your
I'm
video.
here.
I ain't seen your video, that's why. Yeah.
No, because I was surprised for those, Junior.
Yeah.
And the viewers.
Okay, no problem.
Actually, I'm going to switch the video. Let me see how I can do that.
Yeah. Okay. You see, we really.
No, if you look at,
we take up your whole time.
If you look at the back of me.
Yeah, wait there.
If you look at the back of me, that's the Limes pasture.
Wow.
We just got it lit today.
Oh, wow.
Right.
The lime pasture
so we can have
lit?
Sorry?
The lime pasture is officially lit.
It's officially lit. And we are along as the first one to see it. No one else have this view right now. Only you.
Wow. Big up to the folks in the limes. This is it. So you can play soccer in the night. In the limes.
In the night. Yeah, you can play soccer, you can play cricket, you can play whatever you want to do in the night now.
Big up. That's nice. Lovely.
Right. And also on on Wednesday, we are going to have a fun day in the lines, right in the pasture here. We're going to have some races, some football, some cricket. We're going to have a bingo also,
The kids are playing soccer in the park already? Wait.
Yeah, in the night, yeah.
They couldn't wait
Right.
for that.
Hey.
Wow.
So they just say we nice.
We nice. Lovely,
Yeah, man.
lovely. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's nice.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So the next one we want to do is more news, because more news should be ready to go by in 3 weeks time. Right. So we gonna do that one next.
Nice.
So that's the way we're moving. Yeah.
Nice. I love that. Guys, give that a round of applause, guys. Give that a round of applause.
Yeah, man.
First time seeing it here right along for the first time. The Limes playing field is officially lit. And kids are already in the park playing football. Then out no way causing any confusion or causing any problem. The kids and them. You see how much of them? They're kicking ball in the park in the night. You see? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Love that. I love it. Yeah, man. So, Minister William, thank you so much for chatting with us. I know we take up all your time. We suck all your time, boy. Whoa, yo.
Well, boy.
Right.
Well.
Right along.
That's okay, man.
Right along, we'll do that too. Any last word you want to say before we wrap up?
Well, just want to thank everyone for their support and the encouragement also. And our administration, we are for the people. And junior students, we get criticized, but we try to do our best to really elevate, because we said it in a campaign, we wanted to transform. We wanted to do things for our country. And if we come into office and we just do the same, then we will be lying to the people. So sometimes people may not understand no, but we are taking steps to ensure that we improve and we move forward in a positive manner. And I want to tell Grenadians one more thing, and everyone, it's always important to have a positive mindset. Always important to have a positive mindset. Junior, my mindset is never negative. That's why even when I get the attacks and so I just brush it off and I just move. Because we have to be positive if we want to make a difference and we want to move forward. If you're running a race and you're looking back at the person behind you, you are losing grounds, right? So the main thing is to just stay focused and move forward. That is what we have to do. We have to stop the complaining and all these things. Let's look for solutions. Let's look for solutions to the problem. Let's look at ways where we can help each other. We can help your neighbor to move forward and to grow. That is what we have to be doing as a country and as a nation. If we do that, others will look forward and they will want to emulate. That is why Motte Bishop's name is living on so much. Because I was in Korea, I was playing a Motte Bishop video, and just his voice alone, someone turned around and said, "That's Motte Bishop." I'm like, wow, in Korea.
Wow.
Right? It was a Caribbean person, but they heard his voice and they could have said, "That's Motte Bishop." And that person was from St. Lucia. Right? So, but why? Because this is a man that came in and wanted to make a difference. Even we recognize Motte, but even Gary also played his part.
Right.
And we, Junior, not just the government that says Andy and Deacon and Lacrette and so. No. Every one of us have a part to play.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage everyone to join us on this journey. We may not get everything right all the time, but give us some constructive criticism. We will listen and we will make adjustments. But I'm just saying we all have to do it together. Unity is strength.
Absolutely.
And that's what I have to say.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, sorry for taking up all your time, but I know you understand how the thing go. Right along, people.
Yeah, man.
Big up yourself, Minister.
Okay.
Kudos to the folks there. Give the kids my regards, man.
No problem. I will.
To see that.
I will.
Yeah. Guys, let's take a overdue commercial break. And when I come back, I got final closing words. Advertise with us and reach millions daily, weekly, monthly. Yeah, over 10 million per month. It pays to advertise with us. Reach more and let us send your business viral. Advertise with us and reach more.
As we celebrate 50 years of independence, I love my Grenada. Made in Grenada presents the celebration of 50 years of Calypso. Open me up into that night, honey. One stage. no, not so fast. One show. Music holding me. Grenada's best Calypsonians performing Grenada's greatest hits. Don't take it out. Sunday, February 11th, 2024 at 6 p.m. sharp. Grenada National Stadium. More information coming soon.
When the DJ play Peter Humphrey, she raise her hand and she tell me, making no play sweeter than home.
Guys, get your Grenada 50th anniversary official wear. Get it right now at rightbuy.com. Click on that link right there, rightbuy.com. And we don't only have the sweaters, eh? Because people say, oh, Lord, it's hot in Grenada. No, you get your sweaters. You have your T-shirt. You have your polo. For the women, we got you as well. Get it right now. Go to rightbuy.com. It's the 50th anniversary. It says the Ride Along Wear 50th anniversary. Get it now. Limited edition, guys. Limited edition. And let me tell all you a secret now. After all of it sold out, and we ain't have no more, the equity, the equity in this is going to go up, right? So you could sell it for more because there ain't no more on the market. So the equity value will go up. You understand? Get your Grenada 50th anniversary merch right now at rightbuy.com. That's rightbuy.com. Okay? Go to rightbuy.com right now and get it.
For a limited time, the NLA has dropped all of the 2X balls from the multi-X draw. This means that you, our valuable players, have greater chances of multiplying your winnings up to 5 times more in our 2X drop promotion. Yay! And that's not all. As an additional bonus, there will be fewer free play or FP balls to draw from too. Now you have more reasons to add multi-X to your playway bets. So, value your dreams, win your way, and multiply your winnings up to 5 times more in the NLA's 2X Dropped promotion.
The government of Grenada, through the Ministry of Finance, is continuing the rollout of its tax amnesty initiative. The amnesty provides 100% waiver of all interest and penalties on all outstanding balances up to the end of December 2021. All taxpayers with outstanding tax balances and outstanding returns to file are encouraged to take advantage of this amnesty. All tax types administered by the division are eligible for tax amnesty. For further information on the tax amnesty, please contact the Inland Revenue Division at 435-6945 or 435-6946. Email tpshelpdesk@ird.gov.gd or visit our website ird.gd. Amnesty ends December 31st.
The Ministry of Tourism and Economic Development and the Grenada Tourism Authority extend a warm welcome to visitors and returning nationals visiting for Carnival and summer vacation. We do hope you enjoy your stay with us, and we invite you to return with friends and family to celebrate our 50th anniversary of independence on 7th February 2024. Tourism is my business, your business, our business.
Now, get ready to conquer the road with Zion Driving Instructors, conveniently located at 1782 Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We are your ticket to driving success. We are known for and specialize in the best rates for driving classes, ensuring you reach your driving goals affordably and efficiently. Our expert instructors offer personalized one-on-one training, making you a confident and skilled driver. Plus, we offer convenient 5-hour classes and various packages deal to give you even more value. Ready to take the wheel? Call us today at 718-374-5678. That's 718-374-5678. Or visit ZionDrivingInstructors.com. That's ZionDrivingInstructors.com. Zion Driving Instructors, your journey to the open road starts here. Contact us and make your driving dreams a reality. Mention this ad and get a 5% off selected package.
Cathwell Stationery Services Limited announces its massive blowout sale on all stationery for school and office. Get copy paper at just $18 per ream. Enjoy up to 18% off folders, cardstock, Bristol boards, ink and toner cartridges, laptops, office furniture, and more. To order now, call 442-5848 or 5747. Or call 435-3377 and get free delivery island-wide and the lowest prices nationwide. Or visit our outlet on Scott Street, St. George's, where we guarantee the lowest prices daily. Cathwell Stationery Services Limited, the reliable office supply people.
Yeah. Guys, listen to me. Now, this is an amazing piece of technology you're watching on the screen right here. This is a Fire Stick, ladies and gentlemen. And we were saying that Ride Along Live is now on Fire TV. So thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people are watching Ride Along right now on Fire TV. Fire TV. On your television. Now, if you have a Fire Stick, go into the App Store right now, guys, and type in Ride Along Live, and boom, the logo comes up. You see it right there. You download it, and you could watch every program that Ride Along ever did. It's like thousands of programs. You could never say you can't find something to watch. In fact, this program right now is on Fire TV. Like right now. Right now. You could go back and watch it on your television. So get it right now, guys. Ride Along Live is now on Fire TV. Guys, get this. We launched this about 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. And already we have upwards of 15,000 downloads. It is so amazing. It is so amazing. And a lot of them is me installing on people's TV, right? Because everywhere I go into a restaurant, I say, wait, now you have a Fire TV there? Boom, download. One time on the TV. But hey, I got to do what I got to do. So we have over 15,000 downloads, guys. 15,000 downloads. It's amazing. Get it right now. Cut your cable. Get a Fire TV. You're saving hundreds, and you have so much programs on there. Netflix, Ride Along Live, and we're building a brand new app on Fire TV, guys, where you could watch all the international programs. I'll tell you more about it, but for now, you could watch Ride Along Live on Fire Stick and the Fire TV. Get it right now. You see? Fire TV is the boss. Get your remote and everything, guys. It's so amazing. It's so amazing. Ride Along Live is now on Fire TV. How are you looking on Fire TV, guys? You guys have to take a picture. You guys have to take a picture and tag me. If you're watching me on the TV, take a picture and tag me. I'll give you all your free gift. If you're watching me on the TV right now, take a picture, post it, and tag Ride Along. So you're watching you on my television, Fire TV. Take a picture, and just tag me. Big up! Guys, you got to thank and big up again our producers. Lois JJ, hardworking Lois JJ, keeping things together right here on our end. Big up yourself. And guys, we want you to follow us on WhatsApp, right? WhatsApp, follow us on WhatsApp. Click that link and follow us on WhatsApp. And let's keep in connect, right? Guys, Roku, we'll get it on Roku like in the next 2 weeks. I promise you. We're working on Roku. It's going to be on Roku in about 2 weeks. All right? I promise you that. So we're going to be on Roku and Fire TV. So you can't miss it. No way at all. No way at all. No way at all. Good night, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of our program today. Don't forget, Ride Along Live is the platform where everyone have a story to tell. And we are calling and asking, guys, come on and share your story. You have a story to tell? We want to hear it. Inbox us for more information. If you have a business and you want to advertise on Ride Along Live, we have a special. If you advertise this week and you take one of our viral package, you get 20% discount on advertising rates on Ride Along Live. Ride Along Live is where you reach more people. Over 6.3 million people per month. Guaranteed. It's much more, but that's in the low average. Reach more right here on Ride Along Live. Good night, guys. Thanks you for watching. Catch you again tomorrow. Peace out. Good night.